We've extensively covered Apple's new hardware, the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, in full written and video reviews, as well as comparisons. But this year, one of the biggest selling points of Apple's new products is the software, which paints a pretty picture of a new, more lax, more open Apple. How does iOS 8 fare in the day-to-day? Is it everything we ever wanted, and more? I'm Taylor Martin with Pocketnow, and this is our review of iOS 8. To say iOS 8 got off to a rocky start is a bit of an understatement. Apple has already faced a minor point update which rendered many users' iPhones useless without any cellular connectivity, and it killed Touch ID. And now an iCloud Drive bug that deletes all files from all connected devices when resetting one device is now plaguing users. A rough start indeed. Fortunately, we haven't come face to face with any of these bugs yet. If you were hoping iOS 8 would drastically change the appearance of iOS, you will be sorely upset. Visually, the only differences are a few things scattered throughout the OS, like Control Center, which is now much more clean and simplified. Notification Center no longer has 3 pages, just 2 now, one for notifications and one for Today widgets. You can also swipe notifications to the left to remove them one by one. And recent and favorite contacts appear above the app previews in the Task Switcher menu. Tapping on one of the chat head style icons will reveal all the ways you can quickly get in touch with your most contacted friends and family members. Else, this looks virtually identical to iOS 7. Apple made it very clear that this update was all about devs though. In what it calls extensibility, third-party developers can now inject their applications deeper into the operating system. One feature in particular that I've been begging for since 2010 is third-party sharing. Before, Apple integrated the official Facebook and Twitter apps for sharing from the stock iOS share menu. Other than that, you can only share to a few basic items. Now, any application which uses the extensibility APIs can be accessed through this menu. You can share articles from Safari or Chrome to Evernote or Pocket. Pictures can be sent to Snapchat or Day One from within the Photos app. These sharing options can be toggled on or off and rearranged at your leisure. The problem is that a feature like this will take time to build out. So far, only a handful of applications are available through the share menu, despite many applications which have been updated and optimized for iOS 8. The other major third-party integration is keyboards. Apple updated its very own keyboard with what it calls QuickType, predictive text input that learns not only how you type, but how you talk with specific people. However, users can now disable the stock iOS keyboard in favor of their favorite third-party replacement. Popular Android keyboards like SwiftKey, Swipe, Flexi, and Minuum have been available since launch, but some clever, more specific keyboards like PopKey, a GIF keyboard, have also since appeared. The downside to third-party keyboards is how jerky the handoff is, and how, despite disabling the stock keyboard, it's not guaranteed to be gone forever. It still appears, often at random. Sometimes third-party keyboards don't appear, and sometimes they disappear while typing. It's sublime being able to try new keyboards on iOS, but the replacement keyboards need to mature. They're certainly anything but bug-free. Third-party support also seeps down into the new Photos app. With the built-in editor, you can enable extensions, or third-party photo editors, which can be opened right from within the stock photo editor. Today widgets are now available to add, remove, and rearrange at will. Everything from agendas, news feeds, and weather to quick Evernote entry, open table reservations, and persistent notes are available as Today widgets. Finally, Notification Center has a purpose. If you're using iOS 8 on newer, larger hardware, you may notice a few things are different. For one, on the iPhone 6 Plus, the UI rotates a full 360 degrees. Safari and Landscape shows tab previews and moves the navigation buttons to the top, like on the iPad. The stock keyboard also comes with a few extra buttons, some apps show multiple panes in a single view, and double tapping the home button in Portrait will slide the top half of the UI down to the middle of the display to supposedly aid in one-handed use. Few of those features have actually proved helpful, though cramming more information on the display is what we'd like to see more of. Siri has also been given a few new parlor tricks as well. She is now able to identify songs using Shazam's music recognition engine. Of course, tapping a recognized song will sling you into iTunes, where you can purchase the song or album. Also, in an increasingly popular move industry-wide, Siri can now be summoned completely hands-free with the command, "Hey Siri." Being big fans of Motorola's touchless control, we were really fond of this feature, but there's a catch. Your iPad or iPhone must be charging for hands-free to work, a move that is positively meant to avoid battery drain, but a surprising one nonetheless. Nearby places, movies, news, Wikipedia, iTunes, App Store, and iBooks have all been added to searchable items in Spotlight. Relevant information from Wikipedia, IMDb, and other sources provide inline articles and cards of information for a very smooth, all-in-one search experience from the home screen. And web searches are now powered by Bing. We would have preferred a choice in search engines here, like in Safari, where Spotlight searches are also available. Syncing information and using your Apple devices interchangeably was one of the biggest features Apple announced at WWDC. It was called continuity, and the promise was that you could begin a message on one device and pick up where you left off on the other. You could use the best device for the job at any given moment, switching devices on the fly. This device interchangeability was also powered by iCloud Drive, which is not all that different from other cloud storage options from Microsoft or Google. It fills the gaping hole iOS devices have had without a true user-accessible file browser with a storage drive synced between all Apple devices. The problem is, without Yosemite, none of these features fully work. Yosemite will be released for Mac sometime later this month, but until then, continuity and iCloud Drive are rather limited. For families, iOS 8 brings a really neat feature more ecosystems honestly should have: family sharing. Rather than creating a separate account and passing around the password, iOS 8 users can now add up to 5 additional users in their family to share App Store, iTunes, and iBooks purchases. The family organizer can set different levels of users and can approve or deny purchases from other users. Families can also sync calendars, photos, and location with other members seamlessly. It's definitely one of the undervalued features of iOS 8. Like third-party integration, the new health kit features will take some time to grow into something truly useful and amazing. Third-party health and fitness apps can now tap into your health data to provide some very useful information on your health and body. Again, the fitness tracking isn't anything novel, but the amount of information Apple is capable of tracking and presenting in a beautiful way is definitely impressive and bodes well for the future of mobiles and how they can increase our awareness of our own personal health. We're certain there are a lot of tiny features we're missing here. It's a very large update with tons of improvements. But without a doubt, one of our favorite additions is the ability to see better usage by app. Now you can actually see if there is a rogue app eating all your battery. In all, iOS 8 is a long overdue update that brings a host of features iOS users have been begging for a very long time. Third-party integration is found all throughout iOS now, from the keyboards and sharing to photo editors and health apps. Siri and Spotlight are somewhat smarter, families can now share content without having to buy apps and media multiple times, and there's at least something to make dealing with no actual file browser a little easier. However, this is one of the buggiest official iOS updates we've ever used. The performance and polished, speedy user experience are still present, but crashing apps, disappearing keyboards, and orientation issues have plagued our time with iOS 8. Overall, we're very impressed with the update and the direction the platform is headed, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. iOS 8 is a smarter, more convenient iOS, but it's also opened up to a whole new world of bugs and glitches. That's the price Apple paid when it loosened the reins on user experience. The iOS UX is now partially at the mercy of third-party developers. For our final score and a more in-depth look at iOS 8, be sure to check out the full review on the Pocketnow site, coming soon. If you found this video helpful and enjoyed it, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, and find us on your favorite social channel at Pocketnow. I'm Taylor Martin, Casper Tech on Twitter, and I will see you next time. Hey Siri.
Do you want that one?
No!
Shut up, Siri. Okay.
It picked up your voice.